Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Got a special message for you today. And I call this message Above the Law. What does it mean to hear, let's get together and get busy making and rebuilding the nation? Coming from the only two parties that have controlled the nation since its inception, and it has never been a servant of all the people. We have not learned. We as a people are always hating someone and killing each other. The ugliness that has been a part of America's history remains in her psychology, as evidenced in the war between the political parties. I ask myself, how is it that at this late date, a nation of people who require basically the same substance for survival can be so adamant about their own coffers at the expense of others? Until we learn the benefits of compassion for all, we will continue to suffer the misfortunes of fruits that are bittersweet. The saddest statement is that unless you are representing true justice for all, you are feeding and empowering this cancer of death. Sorry for that little distraction I had there. Today I want to talk to you about a formula for the system that I advocate. One, identify the resources of the garden. And what are those resources? And when I speak of the garden, I'm talking about the Garden of Eden, as it were. And those resources are food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, careers of choice, peace, prosperity, and joy. And in this garden, these things were evident, but they were evident for all. And I know many of you think that perhaps there weren't but two people in the garden, but I want you to know that the garden was comprised of as many people that exist in the world today. And when I say that, I mean it was equipped to handle even more. But that's not all that's in the garden. The garden also has resources that are above the earth, seen and unseen, on the earth, seen and unseen, in the earth, seen and unseen, and this includes humankind. These resources, listen to me, are the product of an unseen power. They are put here for everyone. No one can claim any as their own. For no human brought any with them at their birth and cannot take any away at their death. And no system can declare as truth that which is not. These are the formulas for the system that I advocate, which allows us to be above the law. You see, economic and social systems are tools for the purpose of ensuring that all of humankind receive of that which has been allotted by the unknown. All of the resources of the earth have been given by an unseen and unknown resource, so that no human can boast or claim anything as their own, except their will to contribute or not to one another. The second thing in this formula is its purpose. The purpose is for humankind to do all the things they desire in living a life of their dream. The things that I have mentioned that are of the garden are here for humankind to do all the things they desire in their life dream. Now the third portion in this formula is What is recognizing the problem of the current system? You see, the current system, as many of you would say, offers. I better cut this off. Hold it a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a problem here. I think it's a battery problem. The problem of the current system offers many of the same benefits that I've offered here. But the problem, the real problem, occurs when some believe that they are more important than others. Some individuals think they are more important than others. Some think they are more deserving than others. Yet others think they are superior to others. And this is the foundation for exploitation. For in this formula, how is this new system that I mentioned here formulated and held together? Those benefits identified as common amongst the people, as mentioned in the Garden of Eden, serves as the prerequisites for the new constitution held together by a government, a design system that implements the will of the people, expressive as the will of the people, and is guaranteed to one another by the people. You hear people often say, government is too big. Government is doing this, government is doing that. In this new system that I advocate, government is a system designed to carry out the expressed will of the people. And in a system where people are protecting one another for those things that are common to them all. There's no such thing as government is too big. Well, government only does what the people say they want done. And this isn't special interest. This is the will of the people. And any action taken, remember this, to divert and or subvert this government calls for a WikiLeaks whistleblowing action. When someone comes in because of their prejudices and want to obstruct things, or whoever sees it, whoever knows that there's something that's coming to try to break down this wonderful system, they tell it. You tell it. Let it be known. Don't let no slick action come up in here. Next, any action taken to counter the WikiLeaks whistleblowing calls for a response from the people no less demanding as that of Allie and Stephanie of Colorado. When one is shot at a movie theater, the other covers the victim's body to prevent any additional injury. What am I saying? Keep the system working for everybody. If you recognize that something is going wrong, to destroy it or break it down, tell it. And if someone tries to subvert it and go beyond that, then you, the people, cover and protect it as if your life depended upon it, just like these two girls in Colorado, where this guy walks into a movie theater and starts killing people. A friend gets shot. The other covers her body, not fearing death herself, or if she is, her responsibility to her friend is so outstanding that she's willing to sacrifice that her life might be taken while she protects one who's in danger. And that's what we as American people must do for one another. Listen to me, because I'm trying to free you from yourselves. All right, if we look at this the fifth portion of this formula, who is liberated in this new government? We all say we got problems with government. And so who is liberated in this new government that I speak to you of? And I say to you, everyone. Everyone is liberated, including criminals. And these criminals might be of the mob. You know what the mob is known for doing, taking care of business and not letting anything stop them, not the threat of law or anything. Even if they must kill, they figure that they're doing no more than the government does to the rest of us. They are liberated. They don't have to do that anymore. Gangsters. You know what gangsters do? All the things that gangsters do now, they got good reason in their own mind, but they won't have good reason under this new system, and they won't have to do it. And what they do now won't even have any place. It won't accomplish them anything in the new system. All would-be murderers getting upset with somebody so that you want to kill them. And a lot of them is justified because you're killing people right now in Afghanistan. In your own mind, it's justified. It's not really, but you're saying it is. In other parts of the world, you're putting yourselves in line to be killed or killed. And you say it's justified. Really, it's not. On the streets in our cities, people are being killed every night. Say it's justified by the ones who do the killing. Those who are killed and the ones that's left behind don't think so. But nevertheless, it happens. In this new system, that won't have to happen because people will be too busy living and enjoying their lives. Who else is liberated? Children. Children will get the proper care they need. Proper care from their families instead of the system, only as the parents and relatives and humans have determined the system should play a role in their daily lives. They get that. Who else? Old folk. Old folk who have spent their whole lives a part of the system, doing what has been determined as required for them to do, now will be liberated to enjoy their lives by having available to them whatever resources they need to take away or to manage the pain and suffering that they receive, to take away the boredom, to work if they so desire, or travel and see the world, but to live their golden years free from the conditions of their present daily life. Religion also can be liberated. Liberated from my way against your way. And we're all right, but we can't come together, though we're speaking for the same power. Well, we don't have to worry about that then, because in this system that I advocate for you, you are not speaking about going someplace to receive the joys of life. You are receiving the joys of life now, which is evident that if it can work on the other side of life, it can work on this side of life. And since it's working on this side of life, there's no argument. Religion and the Bible is liberated. You know, it's been said that the Bible is changed every time somebody reads it, because the interpretation thereof is in itself. In itself changes the words to what the reader wants to come from it. But now that life is not just the figment of imagination, but being realized, then that liberates the Bible and all of those different views we get. Now, other requirements necessary to acquire such a government: the support of the people. But in the past 33 years, no politician, president, governor, mayor, Congress, United Nations, the media, the church, or the public has supported the efforts that I'm bringing to you at this moment. I have reached out to every source, sought several political offices, gone to jail and prison, refused to serve in the military under President Reagan, and still stand alone. Stand alone. You know what I said to you makes your heart feel good. And you're probably wondering why, after putting that out there, I stand alone. Why weren't you with me? You didn't know about it? That's a good reason. At least I hope that's your excuse. But what's the difference now? The difference now, ladies and gentlemen, is this. I challenge the whole United States of America, and that includes you. That includes all the people and all of the systems within the American government, and everything that you have available to you. I have expressed what is good for you. And when I say good, I'm talking about what is common amongst us all, that has been rejected by so many of you. Today, I claim those things for me and for all of those that I am directly responsible for. That includes my present wife, my 8 children, and 2 other mothers of my children. What does that mean? That means whatever they require: food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, careers, peace, prosperity, and joy, housing, transportation, all, and in the style that they can feel as though they are in paradise. I claim that from America and all of the people of America, that I and all of those who I am responsible have available to them these things that I mentioned. These things that should be available to you, but you've accepted a system that does not allow it, and you reject the one that says these things are from the Almighty God, that you as a human being put upon this earth might have them. Well, to this I say, I am above the law. I am above the law of slavery, whether by an individual, a group, or a nation, that would require that I am subject to its dictates when it works against me and what has been provided divinely for me. See, I know that all things belong to God. And I know that God is a loving God. And God put all things so that you and I, all of us, can have our dreams come true. And God requires that we, in order to receive these, respect one another and respect God. In respecting one another, we honor God. We know that oil does not belong to any person. Man didn't bring it. Man can't take it away. Man can't claim it unless you set up a system that allows him to claim it. And he who wants a system to own it is anti-God, doesn't know God, doesn't respect God. And the people that come along and approve that this person can do this at the expense of those who cannot access these resources are in the same boat that one is in. And anybody else who comes along and says no way, and you come up with a law that says yes, then you're trying to put them in bondage. And if they follow when they don't agree with it, then they are in bondage. And they are slaves if they continue to submit to this. Any man, I'm not going to worry about what Americans do anymore in this regard. Americans can do what they want to do. But as for me, I'm claiming my liberty, and I'm claiming for me and those who are responsible for, that I'm responsible for, all of that which God has provided for us. I want America and you the people to turn it loose. But I'm not attacking you the people. I'm just saying you don't want it. The evidence is that you won't stand up for it, but you're not going to rob me and mine any longer. Yet those of you who have an excuse saying you didn't know it, well, you can ride on this bandwagon as well. I've asked you to write me in as President of the United States so that the message that I've given to you here today, I can speak it across the land as a voice from the American people saying we want freedom, we want liberty, we want peace, we want prosperity, we want joy, and we don't want anything to take it from us. And not only that, we're willing to give of ourselves to assure that each of us have it. I haven't gotten enough support to walk out the door. I have to go and tell people I'm running as a write-in. So that's what I'm doing now. But look at what you have before you. A Republican and a Democrat. One wants to do one thing, another says that's the wrong way to do it, and want to do it another way, and either way it's done, people are left out. People are crying. But I come to you and I tell you, I say that what I'm telling you is of God because it's too magnificent, I say, to be me. And yet, if there is no God, and for those of you who don't believe in God, then it's coming from me. It's coming from my heart, of which I have no regret. I have no sorrow. I'm glad to be able to sit here today and say it's not a man, a woman, or child on the face of the earth that got one thing to fear from me as president, except if you want to exploit others, if you want to abuse others, if you want to take what belongs to others for your glory, for your benefit, and leave them in pain and suffering, then I am against you. Not with a gun, but making sure that all of your other dreams are met, and that every last one of yours, which causes pain and suffering to others, are denied. Thank you very much.